SCV? 75 on the dial. Depleted. Planetary. I need to get more gas. I got plenty of minerals. Ghosts are another option, but I, at definitely higher level than this, really struggle to use ghosts well. Your precious base.
It took dozens of better.
To build.
Upgrades finished.
He's targeting my base, which is not very nice. No more gas.
I know he has a
I'm sure it all went to a good cause. There, the lurkers.
Sure have a play this.
So let's go this way. The boys are next. Research complete, but have we learned anything? We need to be ready with.
Oh, okay, I see. It's a whole. Let me see. Let's go to this one. All right, we're on this one right here. I want to make sure that I'm.
You know what? I don't think we need to look. Gonna stim some of those Marines. Oh, here come some banelings. Might need some more depots, but good thing we built them, right? Oh, some roaches. Is this tower defense? All right. Next wave, I think, is Hydras, right? So that kind of preempted that mineral field. See, I managed to screw up the wall because that's what I do. I probably should have been building turrets just in case of mutas a little bit earlier here. But my goal is to get +2, +2. Where, how many? Oh my god, I missed another benchmark, which we're going to be working out over time. Like, I'm coming in not with a spreadsheet of builds, but instead
that's the one that we're using. That's the video we're watching. I've low-key been learning from this guy here,
from watching your
and
games,
other guys, but mainly this one.
Angry Coach. And from things like Bronze League Heroes, as well as just playing myself.
I want to make sure that
not every game am I gonna have the exact build I'm doing.
Okay.
But the idea is over time, you'll build up a general, essentially a action-reaction, like a flow chart. He's doing this, I do that, as well as understanding basic mechanics. Because at the end of the day, in StarCraft 2, more shit counters less shit. You have more of the mostly right units, you're going to win many more times than not. There are exceptions. Yes, you can't just run over 5 lurkers without detection. You can't build only roaches against mass void. You can't try to use mass reaper against. I mean, maybe you can actually.
He made
There's a lot
this
of scenarios where that might work, but we're not doing it.
R-C-U-T and.
All right, let's get these gas geysers. Gonna get just a bunch more I got the money here.
I mean, I'm gonna use this for right now, but
another tank.
I just want to learn how to micro and macro. And well, mainly macro before I micromanage. And
I don't. Now this is definitely more of a Bronze
I've been
League
learning
move.
against
But scan the
AI because I'm not at that level
this
yet.
This is just playing off of the level we're at. At this level, about 80%. I'm just making up a number. 80% of Zergs gonna be sitting there with whatever units they have. Much like I'm just sitting here with whatever units I have. Once you move up and
the game is tough,
map a little more,
like,
that is a less reliable
there's so much multitasking going on.
Marines out on the map.
See,
We're gonna start like taking watchtowers, but right now 95% of our focus is on making sure we're building. We're getting upgrades. We're building SCVs and command centers. We're getting to 200 supplies as quick as possible. We're doing it quicker the next game. That's the plan, and that is the key to success.
And then put this back.
At the end of the
yeah,
day, and for better or worse,
right.
and any
Control
more
F1.
cliches I can come up with
R5.
before the end of
Oh.
this sentence. You're not playing a strategy game. You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief. You're not playing a
So now
strategy
if I
game.
press F1,
You're playing
brings me here.
essentially an economy simulator.
Big job, huh?
So
now.
with him,
A lot of people like to treat this game more like City Skylines,
we'll do
but I would definitely put it more
S.
like a Factorio, to be honest. Making sure you have enough income of resources to produce what you need to get higher tech stuff.
And then S, and then
and
have
also
him do
beating the
this one
zone.
right
So
after.
that's a little on the nose, but but
Man
StarCraft 2
Center.
is closer to
Gotta build
Factorio,
supply
especially
depot,
at the lower levels. If you're playing well,
which will get me this.
then it is to I don't know, say
I'm
Civilization
gonna build that
or something
after.
like that, or even Command and Conquer.
Or make sure we're building more of these guys.
Your
So,
CC is now BCC.
What's going on?
I'm going to land my third.
We're gonna-
Here's a goal. I want all you
This.
bronze and silver leaguers, and
Yeah,
in your
whatever.
mind, bronze and silver leaguers,
SCV ready.
take your third before you attack. No matter if you feel you need to attack, take your third. This is the biggest thing and the biggest step for Terrans and Protoss. Zerg's not as much, but
Okay.
Terrans and Protoss, they don't take their third.
That's
And if they're
building.
gonna take their third, let's be honest, it's gonna be in the corner
Okay.
where they don't feel responsibility for it. So before I move out, I'm going to take just a clump of the workers. Gonna move them over here.
Huh?
Oh, this reminds me. One of the hotkeys I did forget is building bunkers.
You're all mined out of that mineral field.
I like to put it on the Q key.
Mineral
Okay.
pack.
Because the U key, I find myself struggling with. There you go. Makes it a little bit easier.
Alright, now that
Putting
we
a
got
bunker
this
to
going
help
on,
wall off here. Actually, like a sensor tower.
Ready.
There you go.
we press
All
that.
set up.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah, we
now,
gotta
since
get one
most
of
my
these
units are on my base, I
guys
actually am gonna hit the select all
over
army
here.
key, control one.
SCV ready.
We're
I'm gonna control
just
click the
have
siege
him
tanks to select them
go
all.
all the way over here.
We're gonna lower these depots, and we're gonna A-click on
Just
his
to
base.
Do that.
Alright, these SCVs now.
Bring this
Gonna go
back.
mine from
Keep
here.
building more.
So what we're gonna do, with over 1,000 minerals, another command center. Now this is important.
This guy right
Another
here.
starport. That's not gonna be for battle cruisers yet.
SCV ready.
Maybe later. Another factory.
What do I do with
I
him?
think getting in the habit of, even when you're going for Marines, of getting all of these things is super key.
Build command
Because
center.
even at the higher levels, even with Clem
Barracks. We got barracks.
and Maru,
Missile turrets.
let's make sure those
Fortress.
boosting the medevacs, which is pretty intense micro. That is the one thing when you're clicking across the map you want to make sure you're doing.
So we could
The
build one of
enemy is your
these.
force.
The medevacs and other flying units will have a tendency
Will do.
to do their own thing.
Um,
Right, like they'll fly over. So you
Put
gotta
this
be a little
on
cognizant
5.
of how important, like just making sure those medevacs. Some players will hotkey them
Forces under attack.
on their own hotkey. But that is like, even I've seen Maru do it. He still screws it up. I think it's a little bit.
Okay. Maldor's goes.
Just be aware
Tuners be created
that your army
simultaneously.
won't always necessarily go to the
Okay.
same place, because not all your units are forced to walk. So
Just skew up a bunch of these guys. These up here.
what if he massed Banelings?
Go
Let's
ahead.
just
make
have
more
him
Marines.
build another.
Pound for pound, a Baneling costs more
engineer.
than a Marine. Most of the time. Now, in a closer match where maybe you took some damage early, sometimes the Zerglings get in. Yes, you might want to make sure those tanks are sieged. Right now, we're focusing on getting 200 supply, getting upgrades as quickly as possible. It took me, this game, about 14 minutes to
This
max
guy
out,
right
which is
here.
a long time. I would say a good way of practicing most days is to play a game against just one, against whatever level of AI you care about beating. Or
Let's
lower than
have
that.
them make more.
And focus
more
on just
Vs?
getting your 3 bases, getting your 3 racks at 30 SCVs. Now, the most important thing is continuing to produce those SCVs.
Yo.
And then getting your 5 racks at 40 SCVs.
And then
And getting that 3rd base before you move out.
building turrets. Put that right here in
let's
the
see.
center.
Yes,
For
sir.
game 1, did we meet the challenge?
Want a piece of me, boy?
We certainly achieved something. And for some reason, we get a Colossus skin, which doesn't really make sense. Yes.
SCV ready.
Those
41 actions per minute against the opponent with nearly 50% more, but the focus on more and better army over
Okay.
attacking for the sake of it.
What's going on?
let's
What did the Zerg do to
build.
lose? He focused
a
on trying to kill
factory?
me, as opposed to
SCV
working
ready. Go,
on
go,
his own
go.
economy. From multiple swells of Zerglings and Banelings for no particular reason, there is no way his worker count was even remotely close,
SCV ready.
as he maxed out around 25
And then
to my somewhat higher.
Want some? Go ahead.
what's it called?
But
Have
you
him
will see
build
that a lot.
more
The most
barracks, I
consistent way
believe.
at this level, as I think we'll see, like,
This better be.
I'll be
good.
honest, when the Diamond League has gotten better.
Or actually, we need
For
a
whatever
command
reason,
center.
The Diamond League has gotten significantly better in StarCraft 2. I mean, there are a lot of players there, and that is why we have a more split set of requirements. Because honestly, I don't think I can get to Masters with 100 APMs. The average in Diamond is almost 160, but
I'm sure this one.
we're a
These
long
guys
way from
make.
Mineral
now.
field
a
depleted.
long
I'm
way.
not as fast, which is
So
fine
we
because
just
I'm new
focus
to
on
this
the
game.
basics.
But I do want to.
If it was
I do
Cyril,
want to
he
learn
would've
this
maxed
game.
12 minutes and killed
In my
Winter.
opinion,
I don't think
I
if-
feel
if
like
Cyril
it
Coming through.
could be
had
pretty fun.
Mineral
drank
field
an entire
depleted.
liter of Finnish vodka. If he
Gotta
had
make
only
sure
access
that
to
I'm
an
constantly
Xbox
building
controller,
these. Oh wait,
and he had to play with his,
upgrade orbital command, upgrade planetary
Left
fortress, and attack
I
ground.
think he could still max out quicker than that.
Upgrades command center to an orbital command, unlocks the standard
Upgrade
speed.
complete. Upgrade.
Upgrade command center to a planetary fortress, really increases its armor and aiming it with a powerful defense turret cannot lift off. Oh, okay. So we're doing this,
So
or actually, no.
typical Protoss.
Can we do this, and then this.
Definitely throwing me off. Well, here's the thing. At a higher level, I would assume
H,
that he's cheesy.
B.
I would.
Okay, these guys here is what. Oh,
But
tanks. So I
I'm
need an
not
attached
convinced.
tech, which is
Wow,
this.
the ambient
And
sounds.
which one was
The
this
under
one?
the
This is
sea.
a what?
Mineral field.
factory,
Command
okay.
center
I am
upgrade
going
makes
to
sense.
expand on the low ground.
Okay, so
Let's get those camera
Need it.
locations set up.
Command
X.
center upgrade complete.
We're getting into his base. And you see a gateway, a forge. And now a forge may seem scary,
Okay.
but then you realize he also has the gateway. If it was only a forge,
Complete.
then I would get a little suspicious. And even now, I'm gonna build a bunker on the low ground. If he has more than one gateway, that is worthy of note. I'm just gonna have this
Have
SUV chill
this
over
lift
here at the
off.
watchtower. And that's where it's gonna hang out,
And
hopefully
bring
until
that
the end of time.
over here.
There's no going home for that. He's an adventurer.
This better be good.
Venture to that watchtower. Fun fact, if your SCVs, if your workers are at the watchtower, they don't show up on the idle worker tab, which is convenient.
Your add-on is all done.
Go, go, go!
All right. We are at... Well, the factory's building. I'm going to get my second gas, and we're going to do essentially the same build as against her.
SCV ready.
One of the beauties of Terran is all those units, especially the ones that start with M,
Build
are good in
those.
every match. There's almost no significant reason to deviate from them. I'm
This
sure the
here,
exact
6.
timing might vary.
SCV ready.
The upgrades you start with might vary slightly, but overall,
SCV ready.
Your command
Marines
center? Better
and
than ever.
tanks and medevacs will get you most of the way to where
Okay.
you want to go, no matter where it is.
And now we build these tanks.
SCV ready.
Okay,
We're
run them
now
over
a
here
couple
though.
SCVs off. I'm gonna start the tank.
SCV ready.
We see some zealots.
Oh, shit.
I'm actually gonna
Coming.
get a few depots here.
Um,
But we're at 30 SCVs. I hover
F2.
over and see.
SCV ready.
Get barracks 2 and 3.
Go ahead. Big
grab
job.
these SCVs. And then we're gonna build
Start a reactor on the starport.
bunker.
Get all my production together. And this is something
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put an engineering bay in the wall.
And then
So maps are standardized. What does that mean? They all look similar. So this is not the sort. I have no real tip for this. I wish I did, but one of the hardest things to teach is mini-map awareness.
In the rear.
Just
with the
being
gear.
able to catch out of the corner of your eye that there's a nexus over here.
Add-on complete.
Or at least a probe went there. Because as you know,
And we
it
got
is very
some
scary
oil.
to expand to a base right in front of you, because then you'll feel responsible for it. So that is part of the reason we had an SCV over there, is to look for fun things
Nice.
like that.
Research Inferno.
Alright.
Okay, Empower
Barracks 4
Studios,
and
Hellbats.
5. So he has a nexus there. Do I need to attack?
Finished up. You picked
Okay,
that.
so this.
Especially since that nexus is far away from his main, means it will not contribute to his economy for quite a while. There's no reason for me to deviate from my plan
Go ahead.
of maxing out as quickly as possible. We're
Barn.
gonna aim for 12 minutes this time. It was like 13 and a half
Mineral
previous
field
game.
depleted.
But
Okay.
as we get up to, well, at this point, honestly, I probably should have had a turret in the mineral lines. This is in case of DT drop. It's just something. Now, if he's very committed to the DT drop, then, well, just know there's probably very little to back it up. That's
Got
really
a
all we can
Turret there.
console ourselves with.
Select those
I've got
units.
control
Bring you guys over
F1.
here.
Roger that.
Those idle SCVs back to work. Build a couple more reactors.
Sure.
And then put them all over here, actually.
You guys can build me some more depots over here.
Mineral field depleted.
Put this here. Okay.
A couple medevacs as well.
Mineral field depleted.
6. Come
Drop a
from
couple
here.
mules. They do add.
Make
even
this
if you
guy
add-
come
and
over
by the way,
here.
You can go over 16
And then
workers on a
turn
base.
this
It'll
to
turn
turret.
red. It really
Your
should turn
forces are
yellow
Just a little bit better.
until 24. So what happens if you launch the SCVs? 2 SCVs will keep mining from a mineral patch. They'll just keep doing it until that mineral patch is gone. A third SCV, on the other hand, will slip in between it. So technically, you will have more mining. It's just when you go above 16
Research, all
SCVs, some of the SCVs won't be mining some of the time. And the closer you get to 24,
Oh, I meant to.
the more true that
an
is.
upgrade's been
So up
completed.
until about 20
This?
SCVs, or probes, or drones, it's all the
Investing
same.
geyser
Yes.
required for placement.
And
Up
rest of
until
you
about
guys
20,
gonna keep
you're
doing
still
this.
mining a significant amount more for each worker.
I feel so
know,
slow.
especially some Protoss pros have a religious exemption to ever going above 16 workers on a base. But I'm telling you right now, it is better to have 30 workers on your natural than to be either one, not building them at this stage,
And it's not
or two, long distance mining an area you don't have a base. Now, eventually, if for some reason you're stuck in your base, long distance mining over 24 workers is technically better.
Hey,
You want a piece of me?
At this
Mineral field
point,
depleted.
let's be honest, probably should have not one, but like 4 more command
what I
centers.
need?
So-
Armory? I need an armory, okay.
What's going on?
Holy fuck, why do I have so many here?
research complete. But have we learned
What the
anything?
fuck?
All right, 2-2 starting.
Okay, damn.
Building a few more depots.
I don't know how
Home Depot,
that many of
in the
them
base,
fucking
coming
just
together
chilling
slowly.
over here. Holy shit.
Surely.
Okay. All right, let's have them build an armory, you said, right? Okay, so this right here.
As I get this 3rd command center, I'm just gonna build another.
And then we're gonna
Let's go
build
down there.
more
I've got plenty of
barracks.
SCVs. 66 SCVs. The number we're aiming for is 75.
So something like
75 SCVs is about your max.
Research
something like
complete.
boom,
We're gonna stim,
boom, boom.
and we're gonna work on moving some SCVs down towards the 3rd base,
Make sure we're building these guys.
which I'm gonna put on the 3rd camera location. And then I'm actually we're gonna start this. You know what?
Okay.
We're gonna start
Um,
building a few spotters. So when you're out with your 3rd base, it does feel vulnerable. There's a lot of space to cover.
CC upgrade done.
So spotter depots.
Wow.
You need depots, and also these are essentially chew toys for units. Just something for zealots or stalkers or what have you to chew on while you have time to react. And building a few of these out there. Now, I think a key point a lot of players miss early on, especially if they haven't watched my settings guide,
Took all the minerals.
is
Yeah, whatever.
increasing the scroll speed of their mouse, whether it's drag scroll or mouse scroll. I don't know what savages use keyboard scroll, but this is essentially
pretty good,
how
okay.
fast you can move around. And it is painfully obvious.
it's a
that
easy-
some players,
easy,
have it at the default, which
what
is
you call it? Easy
20%.
mode, kinda.
So-
Cause I'm not ready for anything too advanced.
That is why it can sometimes feel very difficult to move around the map and do things like building those
What I
spotter
do
depots.
want though
Just a little bit
is
better.
the other
Alright.
mechs.
Looks
Okay.
like we're almost there. We got a 4th command center. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna press the button. Select all army. Control 1.
Okay, the
And
guys that
remember-
are idle.
Oh, that's a carrier. Okay. Well, I guess we're going this way. Billy
Add-on
Bob,
complete.
the SCV,
Is attacking your base.
Mineral
Hey,
field depleted.
giving us that valuable scouting information.
This better be
Billy
Mineral
Bob's been
field
hanging out there
depleted.
now for like 10
Add-on
minutes, so
complete.
he knows the land.
hey. Oh, here we
No
go.
reason to
This is what I was
stim
looking for.
80 supply of units
But
for one measly
we
carrier.
may need more of these.
Add-on
So
complete.
But this is a little suspicious.
going
Take a look.
A mineral field has been
let's
Mind out of that
V-
cluster. I'm gonna take this base.
A.
As Terran, you should get in the habit
Veskin
of
Kaiser
don't
exhausted.
be afraid of expanding towards your opponent. Think of how especially Protoss and Zerg work.
And then what is this? Ghost
They
and
both exploit the fact Terran
barracks.
production is so
Barracks.
methodical. You have to
Here's
queue up
Helios,
units, you have to build
window
them, they have to
mines,
walk out of the barracks.
medvacs. This is
means
what
if
I
you
want.
have to go
Okay.
backwards, you
So,
lose more time than a
do-
Protoss who can warp in or recall, or a Zerg who has a speed upgrade for everything but their
Veskin
brain.
Kaiser exhausted.
So Terran players ideally, and that is why I expanded to the front third base as well, for the same reason, is to be able to move forward towards
Time to lift to the corner and pray.
my opponent.
Research complete.
You see the chew toy here working out for a little bit of everything. All right.
Forces under attack. The boys
That's
are
I
actually
mean,
a
we're
few
at 20,
units there.
21 minutes, but
Gonna
just
make sure
again
we
learning
have
fundamentals
units in
basically.
production, and we're gonna rally them into the main. So this is a bit of an awkward base trade, right? SCVs to the main, lift the orbital. So right now, what I'm gonna do is gut his main, and what are we looking at? Terry, right?
Hey, gotta make sure that
Get
we're
some
using
turrets.
this
It is finally
orbital.
that time, right?
Push it here,
Plenty of turrets.
and then
Hit that stim key. We need to do a little more work here. So how do I see this playing out?
here.
It is awkward. I'm going to clean up his entire main. I'm going to build some more barracks on my side of the
Additional
mountain.
supply depots required. Upgrade
And
complete.
why not? Like, look at my money. I can build another
Additional
base.
supply depots
I can't build a starport because I lost my factory too quick.
Your army is under attack.
Research complete.
But between the turrets and the army eventually coming back,
Rear with the gear.
we should be able to deal with all this. So I see
Build
he has
this.
one assimilator
go
there. I'm
here,
gonna shift click off
here.
marauders,
You engage the enemy. On
could
purpose.
do-
and we're gonna head the
oh,
army back. I
wrong
didn't
thing.
lift my
Wait, did I
buildings
fuck up?
'cause even larger cheapos, essentially. A key part of the base trade is understanding how important it is or
Oh, did he
isn't
stop?
to fight
Okay,
the army, how important it is or isn't to come back home. And that is exploiting the main weakness of Terran, which is I can't just recall back to my
Additional
base.
supply
Can't.
depots required.
We're gonna put some SCVs on auto repair,
This
gonna
here, go
stim
here.
everyone else.
We hear you.
Mineral field completed.
And he has another base somewhere. He does. So I'm actually gonna control 2. Have another set of units. Control 1 for the rest here.
Gotcha.
Your base is under assault.
And we found it. I probably should have brought the medevacs alongside here. But it wouldn't be an
Now that
awkward
we built
superior base
these-
trade without the awkwardness.
We put these under this. Just do
Looks like he's going for the bingo strat.
the investment gas, okay?
So the interceptors cost money, as do his buildings.
Army under attack.
Go ahead.
Stand to win.
So at some point, hopefully soon-ish,
Rear with the gear.
he runs out of buildings
The enemy engaged your forces.
or money.
What's going on?
It appears now is that time. I'll be honest. Now that I think about it, the better move was probably just come back and kill it with my army. I was actually kind of hoping my reinforcements would clean it
Additional
up.
supply
They did
depots
not.
required.
So it was a bit of a mistake to go for the base trade.
In the rear with the gear.
I know they say don't base trade a Terran, but in
What's
Legacy
going
of the
on?
Void, to be honest, that's not super true.
Okay.
It is more important to
9,
consolidate your army. 'Cause my army's
E,
better. In a straight up fight, I win
S.
easily. Every time. Even if he has a
Um,
few storms. Because he
cool.
has, let's take a look at the upgrades.
What's that? What is this? What
He
is
had
this?
+1 for everything, except for ground armor. To +3,
I see
+2.
why I would
think
have
he
to
killed
build
one of the
this
engineering
right
bases.
after, so I will
So
have to
those
build the tech
upgrades
lab
cannot be underestimated.
on this so that I could get
especially for
started.
Marines.
Okay, so maybe
If there is not
See if I
Storm
could
or Colossi,
build this tech
medevacs and
lab,
Marines, they kill everything. And even if there is sometimes. So,
oh, see if we can make this lift off.
I got the achievement for sitting at the watchtower. Thank you, Billy Bob. Well,
Oh no, okay. Interesting.
I was supply capped for 354, but that was slightly under duress.
Bro, there's so much. No, I noticed, dude. It's just there's so much.
Definitely, it's a hard call.
Oh,
to make.
okay. So it's these
I
guys. What is
debated,
this?
'cause-
This is a
'cause
starport. Okay, these
It is
guys
hard for
built the
Darren to make that
medevacs.
decision on the fly. I think that happens a lot at this level. From the
So I'll
Bronze League
have
Hero
these
submissions
come out
I've
here
seen.
as well.
is it always
Mineral
feels
field.
like
Additional supply depots
don't think
required.
you're splitting.
Oh, more depots.
It always feels like
I didn't
I guess I
realize.
got a base trade
Okay.
when I probably
Let's see.
7 or 8 times out of 10 the better
Over
call
here,
is to
build.
come back and deal with their army. Because who
Hash.
is better at producing more
Upgrade
units
complete.
and who is better
Upgrade.
at building their economy and getting upgrades.
Gotcha.
You, hopefully. That's kind of the point of all that.
Oh, good.
Mineral field completed.
Okay.
Draconis Stedman is
Mineral
chilling
field
for 21
completed.
months. Still awesome content. Thanks.
Explaining your actions is so helpful. Well,
Bro,
we're
watching
hopefully
these
at the level
guys,
where
they
almost
make
every
it
action
so
can be explained.
like
But once again,
they make it so simple. Okay, let's see if we
not
can
gonna
build
be able
some
to
now.
explain everything of every game, and I'm gonna try to take more questions from the amazing and incredible and
Research.
Okay, what does
Twitch
this
chat.
do? Durable support flyers loaded with strong
but the idea
anti-capital
is to
air
kind of
missiles.
paint a
Can
picture
switch into assault
Ready for
to attack ground
the
units.
safest and most solid,
Loaded with
not
missiles
necessarily
that
safest, but most
do
solid
area
way to play
damage
it.
to enemies'
I don't
air
want people to
targets. Can
conflate
switch into defender mode to
turtling
provide siege
with safety.
support.
We're not turtling,
That's pretty sick.
we're macroing, which sounds like an excuse, but it really
Okay.
is an explanation. There is a significant difference. Turtling is when you build static defenses to replace units. It's when you favor expanding slowly for safety. Macroing is simply focusing on building up a large economy in order to build more units and attack with a large army as soon as possible. It is not focusing on a timing attack like a 2-base or something like that. It is not focusing
Then
on a
we could
cheese,
do-
which is
oh,
something
these
that becomes
guys
way
are
stronger
idle
if they
as
don't see it.
Fuck.
Like, I could tell him right now, I'm gonna go for 5 Rex Marine tank. I'm gonna get 2-2, and I'm gonna attack at 12 minutes. And the idea is, you or I could be confident that even if he knew all of that, he has very little hope of stopping it. Now, in fact, I would say most players of this level would,
There you go. That's where I'm at.
whether they were already planning on it or not,
Bring you guys here.
would just attack you well before those 12 minutes. But that would be the response from most people. But even if they didn't, it shouldn't make a difference.
Additional supply depots.
I'm not
Additional
going to
supply
tell him that,
depots.
because that would be what we call a dick move. He might be like, well, Winter, you're beating up Bronze Leaguers.
Research.
Yes, but the
complete.
idea is to
Additional
show
supply
how those
depots
Bronze Leaguers can
required.
get better. If I inspire one of
Additional
you to
supply
play one
depots
game
required.
with each of these,
That's these
I
guys.
call that a
okay.
net win.
I'm gonna
If I
have.
inspire one of you to watch more StarCraft
field
for one more
depleted.
game, I call that a net win.
I can have one of you come over here. These guys.
But sometimes the universe, the universe and the stars aligned, and things just come together. And here we are.
You're at on
Now, I might have mentioned that he could pause.
Go ahead.
But I think the pause were already part of the problem. So
Give us your best shot.
I've been learning how to like kind of select certain units at a time,
What's our target?
but again, it's
He's
not
gonna come
easy,
in
dude.
with like in 2 minutes. He's gonna show up with like 20 Bayleys.
Let's
All
see
right?
if I could.
But once again, the idea is I'm not just sitting here with no defenses. I'm building a tank. I've got reactored Marines. I'm building up my army. So that way, if he does attack, or if the opportunity presents itself, which as we get better,
Yes, sir.
will become more and more obvious, then I can attack. Like, for example, he does a big roach push and I crush it because I have several tanks, then I shouldn't just sit back. I should go and attack with my tanks and medevacs.
I mean, I can kill
and ideally
now,
if I
but
extend
I'm
and all
not.
that.
I won't be learning anything.
But if he does not attack, then still at this
Oh, I didn't know I
level,
didn't
focus
have these selected
is building
to
more
be put over
units.
here.
Roger that.
All right.
Let me see.
Mineral field depleted.
I'm actually gonna keep building tanks then. We're gonna get a 4th and a 5th barracks. I'm gonna slap down a
Oh, but I
reactor.
need.
That's gonna
Okay,
be
I
for
see
medevacs.
why. I just need
I built a Viking
Bad news.
out of
more.
reflex.
I need more of these
I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to get a Viking,
Home Depots.
but hunting overlords is not a top
Let me see
priority
if
for
I
the
could
same
make some
reasons
up here.
that I could tell him what my build is. Hunting overlords,
Will do.
1 is likely to distract me from doing my build, and 2, whether he knows or not.
Listen,
is
I'm not saying I'm good or anything like that, but we learning something. I know that there's a specific amount that you would
Add-on
want.
is good to go.
Like it's
All
good
right,
to
right
have
click,
like goals
shift,
and meet those goals
Click
and stuff
on
like
2
that.
SCVs, removes them from the group, and then right-click those 2 SCVs on the other gas gasser. Well, you got
But,
3 on each.
Shit, we got a long way for that.
Of course, you can change the
so
number.
see if we can
based
click
on how
only
many you
these
need.
guys, right? And then
Like
we're gonna
say,
set it
oh
to
no, mute us.
Army 2,
Oh no, I need to get back
and
into
then
gas.
these guys. We're gonna set
Select
it to
whatever amount, right click,
Army.
shift
Oh,
click 2, right click, same thing, and then right click back to the
shit.
minerals.
Army 2.
Unacceptable.
Oh no, it
And
could
then-
be muted. Why not add some of these?
There's that. Just set that to 1.
You're gonna get an armory started.
Unacceptable command.
In fact,
Ready to blunder.
Lings and Lisks are definitely high on the priority list.
Your research is complete.
3rd Command Center building
Research
an
finished,
orbital.
but I'm still waiting on high-sec auto tracking.
Where's the emergency? Now what?
We're at 60 SCVs, which is
Get on me.
plenty
Armed
for this
and
stage.
ready.
It's good.
Just
A
go.
very general
and
rule, I think,
attack.
for bronze is 50 SCVs by 8 minutes.
Attack.
You can easily get 75 if you're on top of this, especially if you go for a quick
attack.
3 bases. But aiming for 50,
Mineral
honestly,
field
at
depleted.
all, will put you a cut above. But 50 SCVs and 50 workers by 8 minutes. Honestly, for non-Terrant, I would say that 50 workers by 7 minutes is more of a benchmark. Because Proton have Chrono Boost and Zerg have Larva, which accumulate more quickly. This is balanced out by the mules. Is that the right spot? Okay, everyone does it. Everyone does it. I'm not the only one.
Base.
Everyone's done that.
Ready to blunder. This better be
Let's
good.
go mine from the 3rd. Make a nice little campaign
Our
level
SCVs
outpost there.
are under attack.
Oh, I wasn't building units. Sorry, I was getting excited for my Sim
I'm
City.
in deep. I'm in deep.
Base
You
is
took
under
all the minerals
attack.
from that cluster, you thief. Once again, chew toys. Chew toys.
Sure. Can't hold them alone.
Get some medevacs.
Coming through.
So, this game, we're gonna add in.
We could use some help
I
here.
was gonna say liberators, but I don't think we're at liberators yet. I don't think liberators are something we need yet.
Mineral field.
But at some point, there are too many
Got
minerals.
no patience for sheep
Usually it's
around.
around 6. You can go up to 8 or 10, but it
Rolling.
gets to be too many.
We could use some help here.
You don't want too much of your supply in units that don't shoot. Though, of course, when you're using stim pack a little too much, but that's going to be one of our focuses. Is not using stim
Find out
pack a
that
little
cluster
too much.
Yeah,
And still in the
right.
game? Nice.
I never tread like
Use that select all army key, control 1, because this is the army we're moving out with. I don't actually. I'm going to
Okay.
set that rally point.
What
Actually,
I want,
right here.
um,
You know what? I think I want people to learn of the rally depot.
Upgrade.
This is something I learned from players way better.
global.
I'm gonna set the rally point on the depot. Do you know what happens when that depot dies? The rally point gets canceled if you set it on a unit or a building, which means they spawn next to the barracks. Why would you want that? Because if that depot dies, there's probably a lot going down in my base. And you might not always have the opportunity or the time, mentally or physically, to go back to your base. You can always reset the rally point wherever you need it, but the idea is it's kind of a fail-safe. You literally have to do nothing. But
Mineral
if they
patch
kill
is
that
gone,
depot, which
and it's not coming
any
back.
Zerg army running through, like you could set it to the wall. A lot of players will. But if that
You're right,
dies,
find out of that mineral
it's going down. So that is kind of your fail-safe there. All right.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Wanna
I'm
see
gonna
something.
scan between bases. We're not doing scouting marines quite yet, but soon we're gonna add those in. Oh, lurkers. Important to note.
move it.
So the scan is
Prefer
larger
this, honestly.
My way.
than the indicator shows. This is something that is very important.
10-4.
So now, what we want to do is get more tanks,
This better be. We could use some help here.
for one. And I have to watch my army move.
Oh yeah.
There's a small well, there we go.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
That's only 3 lurkers. I can deal with that.
Game away.
We're gonna siege up these tanks. And stem. But yeah, when you see now, while the fight's going on, I'm just building units. If you're in a fight where you have to micro, that it better be close. 95% of fights solved by just building more stuff. Even with lurkers. Like seeing those lurkers,
Vespine
if I
Gaza
had seen them
exhausted.
and I was moving up on them, I don't stim and go. I back off and I think about what I actually need. So let's get those tank upgrades. Let's make sure these are hotkeyed
Vespine
in.
Gaza
Get another
exhausted.
reactor. Control F1 for idle workers.
This is not easy, dude. Like, I mean,
And move the command.
it's just more of like the managing is
So we do a
insane,
little
dude.
split there, but we need way more tanks. That's what we need here. Boost those medevacs away. Liberators are also
I said
good,
I
but
noticed you, bro.
I
I've
would
been
rather-
noticed you.
I
What's
prefer
up?
focusing on the tanks
Your
first,
add-on is all done.
getting used to that, and
Man,
then
do I even still
liberators
wanna
are
play you
another
now?
dimension to add in.
Upgrade is all done.
Yeah, I've been.
So,
So you're
using that
yourself.
select all
Yeah,
army key
man.
for now.
I've been.
Find out that mineral field.
we
I've
see
been
the
trying to
lurkers
get better
moving
at the
up.
game
It
in
is
general.
annoying.
So I've been. Yes,
Here's what
I
I'm gonna
have
do.
been studying
Control
this like
2 on
homework,
the
to be
tanks.
honest. I've been watching these on my when I'm either
have a
bored
couple tanks
or not streaming
back
or
here
like whatever, these
case
like
he tries
videos
to
that I've
move
been
up.
watching, just
And
trying
we're
to
gonna set that rally
understand,
point.
to get into the mindset of like
tracking,
micro and
building
and
armor.
macro, like
This is kind of
and
the
trying
stage
to
of the
set
game where I wanna move
goals
out.
to
'Cause, how many
know
SCVs?
what I
75
want
on the
to
dot.
do.
Depleted.
I mean,
Planetary.
shit,
I need to
I'm in
get
no
more
position to
gas.
school you at all.
got
I
plenty of
will
meals.
give you the
Ghosts are
suggestion
another option,
to watch
I, at
like
definitely higher level than this. Really
Wintercraft,
struggle.
which
to
is
use
this
Ghost
guy that
Bombs.
I'm watching. He's pretty funny.
Took dozens
I think
of
you would
APMs
like
to
him, but he also explains the game pretty well. Like he like
He's targeting my
oversees
base,
some games and
which is
stuff
not
like
very
that.
Nice.
You can't be studying games all then. I don't know. So then yeah, I guess I'll be schooling you. I guess if you
There are the
want.
lurkers.
Um,
So let's go this way.
The boys
I
are
looked shit up when I noticed there is something I don't know. Oh, so
research complete. But have
yeah.
you learned anything?
We need to be ready with the scans.
skirmish. Oh, okay. I mean, you know the
I'm
game
gonna stand
already,
here.
so there's nothing I
But the
really
tanks are hitting
need
the
to
lurkers
school
'cause we're
you
in a good
on.
position.
You know.
Let's click on his units. He has 2-2 upgrades, which are pretty good.
To be honest. You know, so
We're gonna continue to build those tanks. And I don't have enough units to continue this attack. Gonna hit select all army here. Oh, he added some Zerglings. A lot of Zerg
I
players,
don't
these are
remember
panic
any
mode.
of the units we're building.
You might see
besides
these
the
in
thing,
Angry Coat.
fusion unit.
Right click, shift, 1, 2, 3.
Like you see, even my APM is at 25. That's not
Yeah,
good.
that was definitely
Like
a
I
bit.
need to get it
I'm a
up
little
there. Like
suspicious as to
even
the
bronze players are playing
lack
at
of palm
higher
pause,
API.
as you don't see
I'm
too
nowhere
many
near
players
bronze.
using
Like I'm
lurkers
a
and hiders in different
low
areas.
bronze just
But
based on like these
With
stats.
a little
Like,
bit of patience, usually the Zerg player, even one with those dangerous units, is easy enough to pick apart. They will make a mistake if you play it safe, and you never have to feel obligated to attack.
yeah, I know
Now,
that
you
there's
don't wanna sit your
co-op in this
base and let
game.
them do whatever they
I
want
would
because you're not
absolutely
gonna
love
react
that, bro. To be
instantaneously
honest.
every time. The best defense is at least being out there and forcing them to react to you somewhat. So I know I'm saying almost two contradictory things, but the idea is don't sit in your base, but don't just attack either. There's the entire rest of the map,
But do your thing.
and that is usually the best place
I'll
to
be
fight
here
those lurkers.
practicing.
We failed, despite my best efforts. And that means it's time. For the people.
Not enough minerals.
That doesn't seem like bronze. I mean, there's also the Gold League logo, which I thought we were pretty solidly.
SCV ready.
Yeah, well, so he did have a little bit of a higher motions per minute, but that is irrelevant. That
Okay,
is entirely what we're trying to prove here.
we're gonna do S.
So when you look at like, why wasn't he better with 158 APM? Just, I want you, remember, as we talked about earlier, that medium brain. I want you to think about what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
All right. And where you are and what you're doing. SC2 Ninja and Hell Chaos, the beneficiaries.
Wonder Gaming has gifted 2 subs to viewers.
Okay, we can select this guy and do a
Bang.
And it is the same player.
SCV ready.
To be fair to me, and I think we can all agree, I'm gonna give myself 60.
Rear with the gear.
We're gonna go to the silver APM level
Here we
against
go
this
again.
player.
Yo.
okay.
Thank you, Scooter. Yes. As that explains
Gavin
it.
has gifted 5 subs to viewers.
I was hoping
Barracks.
we'd be able to make it more than
Let's make
one day. Unfortunately, I did debate playing on Europe to avoid. So he said 60 exclamation point for those who don't know. But
Go ahead.
here we are. Which is a bit of a tell. I do appreciate he was more clever in the previous match. I am now, that does kind of ruin it.
SCV ready.
I was hoping that his cat legitimately spilled a drink on his keyboard. You know what? I choose to believe that happened. Despite what we now know.
and then we do
But the subtlety went out the window by game 2.
these guys.
Job, huh?
For those who aren't
We
following
have
along,
you guys
I said
making
I'm going to
more.
60 APM here on stream without a delay. 5 seconds later, in the game, he said 60 exclamation point. So
Our SCVs are under
if you're
attack.
still not following along, well, don't worry. I'm sure this video is much longer than this.
Will do.
Have them do that. This right
SCV
here.
ready.
The Twister.
Actually,
Terran.
Don't panic.
we make him
Maybe
do
a little more.
tech lab.
He got a random gifted sub.
Okay.
Bad news.
This guy
Well,
make
I
more
mean,
barracks.
he's winning in so many ways tonight.
Add-on complete.
So,
Yeah,
I will be
whatever.
trying my best, and I might be screwing myself over by saying this, but I obviously want to get an idea of how many people, like myself, these horrible, filthy, disgusting masters and more likely diamond leaguers, smurfing, playing at a lower level in the lower leagues. I'd like to get an impression, because from some people it seems like it's a serious and overarching issue, and then others don't
this.
seem to notice at all. And in my experience, it's a lot closer to the second one.
Okay, those shields. What is
where
this?
people who have a
Auto
basic build order
tracking.
and game sense will
Great.
feel like they're so much better because
Command
that's how
center upgrade
StarCraft works.
complete.
But
And then
and
I
thus
can
we
have
try
some
to
of these
avoid
guys here.
In the rear with the gear.
skewing the results of that by playing constantly against people who are also simultaneously enjoying the stream like you beautiful people.
What's going on?
Now, against Terran, we're still gonna stick. We're still going to stick with
Bad news?
the Marine into Reactor. I think pretty early on, we're gonna learn some real TVT builds, but I want to stress that my Bronze to Masters, my educational series, both for my own sanity and because I truly think it's better, are not about giving you something to copy paste. Because one, that's not how I learn, and two, that's mind numbing to me. Like, I think actually learning how to do it yourself
Go ahead.
with a guide of sorts is much better than, here, check out this build, it'll get you to diamond. I could do that. I guarantee you I could do that. And maybe I will, if it gets the clicks. But that is not the same as when you see that he has one barracks on the high ground without a reactor. You understand it could potentially be a one base all in, and therefore you want to build a bunker.
Yeah, I'm already
Okay.
getting attacked.
Complete.
Maybe get a second gas. Maybe knowledge that keeping your units on the top of the ramp is a better idea, because he may attack the natural and you might not have enough to defend. So until I get something like a siege tank or a starport unit, as soon as I get a siege tank and probably a Viking,
This better be good.
that's when I'll feel a little more comfortable holding my second force.
Upgrade. Your add-on is all done.
But in TVT now, I'm actually going to send out a single Marine. 4 minutes, single Marine. Let's fill up that bunker as well.
Want some?
Gotta start the tank as soon as possible. Get a single Viking. Now, air control
Research
is very important
complete.
in TVT.
You want a piece of me, boy?
But
Hey.
once again, a little bit higher level than most, all puns intended.
B.
Right now, it is
S.
still very much, I'd be like, about who builds a battlecruiser first? No. Maybe.
This better be
Mineral field depleted.
So just right now, since you'll see it, the counter to battlecruiser is Viking Cyclones,
Mineral field
Raven.
depleted.
not really turrets, and not Marines. Certainly not Marines. Of all the things that people try to counter battlecruisers with, Marines are probably the worst because they technically can shoot at the battlecruiser, which makes people think that they'll kill it with Marines.
You engage the
This is a mistake.
on purpose?
They are very unlikely, and if they do, it is not because their Marine micro was particularly incredible,
it's your
but
dime.
instead because the battlecruiser micro was
Well,
particularly
butter my
terrible.
biscuit.
Alright, the 3 engineering bay build. One of the things that people will point out and be like, aha! 3 NG bays! And then not even think about the fact I'm about to be supply blocked with 900 minerals, and that is many times over more relevant.
I feel so slow.
Add-on complete.
So we'll start the Vikings. I should have started the 2
Mineral
gases.
field depleted.
Honestly, when do you get your gas in? Around 35 workers. If you feel like you need more tech units, in TVT, I think 35 workers. In the other matchups, 40 is a better number.
You're the boss.
Because in TVT, you just simply need more tech. Honestly, at 5 minutes, I should have scanned. There it is. I think he'll jump now. I'm just gonna get some zoning turrets. These turrets are not to kill the battlecruiser, but instead, just to buy time for the Vikings, which I will now be continuously producing.
Research complete.
Make sure we don't get a supply block. Loco should cast these games. Is that your priority? Loco should cast 2 players doing nothing and not attacking each other for 7 minutes at least until a battlecruiser
is
eventually
this?
jumps in and dies to Vikings.
By the
That is the
numbers,
sort of
boys.
bland content that we know and love from our Dutch friend.
Mineral field depleted.
Been waiting on you.
Upgrade complete.
Alright,
Go ahead.
so we know there's a battlecruiser. I don't need to revolve my life around it. Once I get... We're at the point now. Once you get stim and combat shield and upgrades. Yes, notice there's a lot of caveats. Once you get all those things, Marines can
Roger.
counter battlecruiser. They're still not great at it,
Move it.
but they're not nearly as terrible.
Your forces are just a little bit better.
Putting my Vikings on control group 3. I am hotkeying the additional barracks.
We could use some help here.
Adding in the armory to the base control groups. And I'm gonna send a few Marines out for scouting. And because it is battle cruisers, I will build sensor towers earlier.
Go, go, go.
Well, I think we should scan again,
Coming through.
which is, I know, right? So it looks like he's transitioned from battle cruisers into, now this is gonna sound crazy, but more battle cruisers. So,
Want some?
which is just
Command center upgrade
Wow.
complete. Research complete.
A mineral field has been depleted.
an absolute
Oh, I fucked up. I didn't mean to build a bunch of these.
mind-blowing turn of
It's okay,
events
though.
With the gear.
here.
I meant to build a bunch
So
of
I'm gonna get +1 ship weapon.
factories.
Good to go.
I'm gonna get another starport. You know what?
Okay, we're gonna restart all
I'm gonna
over.
get 2.
Is gone.
He has at
Holy
least 2.
fuck.
And to top it off, oh wait, I did build depots. All right, yeah, I was about to say. And now I'm going to get unsupply blocked for once. But we made it. Cyclones are the early game counter to battle cruisers. Like, you'll have a tech lab on your factory, you might not have a reactored starport. If there's a battle cruiser coming in and you don't have any other options, it's better to have a Cyclone than another tank. But later on, Cyclones, despite their name, cannot fly. An important point. And that makes them significantly weaker. And just in general, they're relatively weak units as time goes on. They're just not good at fighting in large numbers.
Okay.
Not keying in.
Not enough minerals.
He scans the main. 2 scans at once. Now I have way too many SCVs here, but
CC upgrade done. You remember?
I'll tell you right now, he's waiting.
Scared me.
Add-on complete.
He's waiting for his moment. I'm actually gonna get the high sec auto trekking. He's looking for it. I'm gonna you see the minimap? A click, shift click 2 Marines. Then control 1, which resets the control group, and there go the Marines.
Upgrade completed.
Left side, same
Forces are
thing.
just a little bit better.
1 Marine. Yeah, it looks a little funky there, but here you go. Adding more Vikings in.
Yeah, whatever. Bad news.
Additional supply depots.
Gonna get some sensor towers. Control click, shift 3. So I think there's a non-zero chance that he has one of those corner bases. So we're gonna split off the Marines yet again.
Research all mined out of that cluster.
And if I have 3 bases and he has 2, and now this is true. I have more bases.
In the rear
So
with
that
the
is
gear.
what I would
SCV ready.
base my
The enemy is
actions off.
attacking your base,
So he definitely has more than that battle cruiser here.
and it's not coming back.
What's going on?
You took all the minerals from that cluster, Beef.
Huh?
Makes us somewhat suspicious.
Roger.
I thought when I saw that on the minimap, I just kind of assumed out of reflex it was a Marine.
A mineral
Hey,
field has
barracks.
been
It
depleted.
was a battle cruiser.
Okay. Let's keep making sure we're building.
Our
So
SCVs are under attack.
interesting.
Okay.
Don't want to commit all your battle cruisers.
SCV ready.
At this point, I'm actually going to scan to figure out what I need to build, because I'm almost maxed. Vikings it is.
SCV ready.
Alright. I heard a jump. 1 more.
SCV ready.
Don't want to commit all of them. Ah,
Mineral field depleted.
as we should have known.
SCV ready.
Of course, expanding not to your 3rd, but anywhere else is the
Big job. huh?
safe and mentally stable option.
Your army is under attack.
Armed and ready. Yeah.
All right. Well, looks like this brought at least 1 battle cruiser out to play.
Yep.
Oh,
Command
come
center
back
upgrade
here.
complete.
Nope, just the one.
Okay.
Get another base set.
Upgrade complete. But at what cost?
We got a lot of Vikings. Adding more Vikings. Building armor.
Upgrade is all done.
Though,
Build more
hopefully it
of
doesn't come
these.
to that.
Well, butter my biscuit. Uh-huh.
You're all mined out of that mineral field.
All
Build
right.
stem.
Well. The only counter to a bad guy was some battle cruisers. So, there is no rule, there's no law stating I cannot also build battle
Upgrades
cruisers.
finished.
Like, well, it's very likely I can win a fight. Like, that is... Why did you stem? Oh my. It's very likely I can win a fight, yeah. But
Gangway.
Let's
there's no
build,
reason not to have
what do we
every tool
need?
in your box.
Engineer bay.
Your SCVs have no
Add-on.
purpose in
We
life.
do need an
Mined
engineer
out of that
bay.
cluster.
Let's build
And still in the
that
game?
over.
Nice.
So this is the difference between turtling and macro. For those who might have been wondering about a distinction, this is what it looks like.
Upgrade done. You upgrade completed. Your forces are just a little bit better.
We're building more Vikings. I'm actually going to stop with the Marines.
Mineral patch is gone, and it's not coming back.
I'm pretty sure he's walled in with his own... not quite.
Add-on finished up. You picked that one?
Research complete.
You want a piece of me, boy? We could use some help here.
Another
We're gonna
planetary... Why
have
am I building
These
planetaries?
guys.
Add-on
Is another good question.
Add-on complete.
Add the starports in. They're my own battle cruisers. I mean, he started
And
it.
have them build a factory.
Mineral field
No, no, no.
depleted.
That's
Okay,
not.
it's only fair.
I want a factory.
So we get
Yeah.
our battle cruiser game out of the way.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief. CC upgraded, but at what cost?
Let's salvage. I need
Research
those 75
complete.
minerals from the bunker. That is one of my pet peeves, actually. It's when people salvage bunkers that, like, one, it wasn't in the way. Two, you don't need the money. Like, I watch pros do this. They'll salvage a bunker and then 12 charge lots come in a minute later. It's like, bet you would have liked that bunker, Clem. I say, and then I grumble back into
Mineral
Twitch chat
field
in slow
depleted.
mode. But
Research.
still,
Gotta remember to keep.
Has been depleted.
yep, it appears he does have this base.
Let's see.
Mineral field depleted.
Little
He's got
scan.
some liberators
Additional
building
supply
up the
depots
battle
required.
cruisers.
Do another little
Additional
scan
supply depots
over here.
required.
I wonder what upgrades he has. Yes, +2/+2 ship weapons.
And another little scan.
Okay,
right
alright,
here.
alright, let's move on.
Okay.
So yes, I am in
Additional
a
supply
very winning
depots
position
required.
here.
That mineral field. You engage the enemy. Mined
I
out
very
that
likely could have moved. Well, I would have had to drop the Vikings, but Vikings are actually quite good on the ground against mech units. They have a bonus, which it was supposed to be for against Protoss units like Immortals and Stalkers. It makes
These
them
guys right
surprisingly
here.
good counters to things on the ground like tanks and Thors. So I wouldn't recommend your go-to counter for Thors being Vikings. Don't do that. That's not it.
Okay, anyways. We're gonna do
All right,
X,
let's try this.
X. And then we're gonna add them to
Your
that.
upgrade is forces under attack. The boys are next.
He's thrown some Banshees in just to have the full variety. Oh my god.
Add-on.
The Thor
Have
splash.
this one make more supply depots.
I'm willing to bet this Terran has 0 upgrades. I just a minute ago pointed out his upgrades. He actually was quite diligent about it. It's just, honestly, if he had taken a third in a timely manner, that was actually his third, built a few more tanks,
Have this
he'd
guy
have
build
enough economy to make a
command
dangerous
center.
amount of BCs. Like, I
maybe
was
2 of them.
concerned that the BC count would be high enough that my Marines wouldn't cut it. Because if he has upgrades, and I build too many tanks and medevacs, and I just have Marines, battlecruisers win. Like 12 battlecruisers win. So the Vikings are actually super necessary.
Then
Additional
those
supply
come
depots.
out
I knew I could
here.
do it. With your help, and your assistance, I am now a Bronze League.
Not enough minerals.
So we did end up here.
Who wants some?
As a Bronze League hero.
Okay.
Additional supply depots required.
With some games,
Additional supply
get towards
depots
silver, but-
required.
we stayed
H.
under the limit.
B.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
But he also was quite under the limit as well. So shout out to the Twister.
Additional supply
the way,
depots required.
2 seconds supply count.
Go ahead.
Additional supply depots
think-
required.
For this first episode of Terran, well, what I want to do is I want to take some Terran questions. A bit of an intermission before we get back and probably play 5 or so
Gotcha.
more games.
Big job, huh? Go, go, go.
Yes, as I've said, the true bronze is the Silver League. Bronze is a bit more diverse.
Roll out. Speak up. Go ahead.
Research complete.
And if there are no questions, I've done an amazing job. You'd be recommending tank before Cyclone all the time?
Get off it.
I think, or just at this low APM, I don't think there are too many scenarios.
A.
In Diamond is probably where I'd start considering Cyclone first builds. Because in Diamond is when you do have to start acknowledging the other player is in the game.
Not enough minerals.
Before that,
A.
only
We're
a
gonna
cursory
make
acknowledgement
this
of like,
into
I guess
Mineral
battlefields,
field
like,
depleted.
but once you
bring
get to
this out
Diamond,
here.
you come up
Depots
against,
required.
especially things like Void Ray rushes and stuff like that. You do potentially need Cyclones. I have a 60% versus Protoss and Zerg, and 35% versus Terran. As Terran, should I uninstall?
Piece of me, boy.
I don't understand people who uninstall games, like, unless you're still running with the same amount of hard drive space as you were in 2010. I don't know if like a 40 gig game is really gonna make the difference, like, but I get the sentiment. I get the sentiment.
Biscuit.
I understand what you're saying. So my answer is yes. In TVT at Plat Plus level, what alternative to Reaper Hellion start if not cheesing? There isn't one. Reaper Hellion is the start. You can... No,
Additional
that's...
supply
this
Like,
is
you
gonna
can maybe
be
do like a
2.
Cyclone and skip the Hellion, or possibly a Real Mine, but that's your start.
And
That is
then
95%
bring
of
this
TVTs are in
to
some way
4.
Reaper into Hellion. How many workers do you keep out for building on average?
Ready to roll out.
They don't require extra certifications to
Okay.
build.
This
Though
guy.
I do like to hotkey my first
Additional
SCV
should
to the
make-
barracks and
What
the
is
command
this?
center on 2,
Starport.
just to have
Alright.
something out there in case I need to jump back to it. But I
Okay,
mean, as many as it
starport.
takes with Terran. This is another reason why Terrans are a lot less likely to be religious about having 16 workers on minerals, because occasionally 4 or 5 of those workers need to be building buildings, and you can't be moving them around bases constantly trying to adjust that. You got at least a tenth of your workforce, and that is part of why mules
Mineral
are so
field
important,
depleted.
and getting an orbital is so important, is because when a tenth of your workforce is tied up in building the rest of your infrastructure, you need to make sure you get the rest of your economy somewhere. So, when should you supply drop instead of mule? When you're supply block. I know it sounds dumb, but it used to be that mules
Blocked, speaking of
mined
which.
more. They used to be worth
Okay,
literally
so
more.
let's do this.
As did Chrono Boost was more powerful,
And
and
then
Larva gave more larva.
S.
In Legacy of the Void, everything was nerfed by about 25 to 30% in effectiveness. All macro mechanics,
Overtime.
just to kind of smooth out the economy, especially since you start with 12 workers. So it used to be that you were losing out on a significant amount of minerals when you did a supply drop. But now, while you still get technically less minerals than you would if you used a mule for its full duration, you got to think, a supply drop is 100 supply for a depot, plus the mining time of an SCV. So that is 120, 130 minerals, and if you are supply blocked, maybe it's more SCVs you could have built in that time and they're going to mine. So a mule mines about, I believe it's 250 resources. It's a little under that
What's going on?
throughout its duration, which is the equivalent of around 5 SCVs. These are very rough numbers, but to give you an idea. So it is not a huge hit, and it's much better to drop supply when you're hard supply block. And it's still pretty good even if you aren't hard supply block. Hard supply
Mineral
block is
field
when,
depleted.
46 out of 46. And I haven't started anything because I've been over here microing this Reaper real hard. Like so
Mineral field depleted.
what is the best defense early against quick deep T's? I would say getting your first, so if they're on one base, getting an engineering bay by about 3:30. If they've expanded, by about 4 minutes, and slapping down a turret in each mineral line, I think is a safe bet after the NG bay finishes.
Bring this
If you
guy
have any
over here.
suspicions or you just want to play it safe. This is, like, if you've seen it or you are not sure,
Complete.
this defends you against Stargate or DTs. The idea is you're not trying to counter it, it's just delaying it. That's what static defense does. That's what turrets are for, that's what planetaries are for, it's what cannons and spines. Static defense buys you time for your army to come back and defend. It's not supposed to stop things in and of themselves. The same is true with the detection.
What do I need?
turrets.
Armory.
At higher levels, I'm going to be using Raven builds. Raven builds
We're
very
gonna
popular.
go.
It's just, I think at this
Do we
level,
have
it's
an
still
army?
much
No.
more important and easier to have scans
So
rather
B,
than trying to
and then
control one of the
A.
most expensive and kind of finicky units that really you're not going to get the mileage out of until you can reliably build barracks on time, right? So, one base battlecruiser is best strat, yeah? Yeah.
And
How
D,
to
D,
do
D.
attack into siege tanks? Don't. And like, but well, the one base
Insufficient
battlecruiser guy
Vespene
might help
gas.
you out. But overall, for Terrans and
Vespene
others
gas
attacking in the
exhaust.
siege tanks,
Not enough
the first thing you
minerals.
got to ask is, are these tanks actually doing it? Because a lot of players will see siege tanks and immediately think, I need to kill those. Are they hitting your base? Mineral line? Are they about to?
Ready?
If no, you have time. Coming in from 2 different angles, waiting until they unsiege, these are all options. The second best option
Additional
is just
supply
air
depots
control
required.
with Vikings and tanks of your own. Or even eventually, like late game, battle cruisers
Vespene
are
gas open.
the best option
Additional
at
supply
this level.
depots
Like
required.
Maru and Cure, mostly Maru, are going to use Ravens and Vikings. Okay? Don't be fooled. Cure, you should have used battle.
Additional supply depots
But,
required.
battle cruisers, when people don't have 400 AP,
Upgrade complete.
are a safer option. They're a late
Additional
game
supply
option.
depots
They're
required.
how you break turtles. Now, they are not the only option, and they are not the first option, but they are better, I think, in most scenarios than ravens.
Gotcha.
Liberators are also good, but they're
Like slowly
a
but
lot harder to
surely
use very well. I think really
understanding.
Siege tank Viking, and then battle cruiser in the late game.
Sure thing.
Yeah, there is always the option. Like, you got to consider if he's got 10 siege tanks in the suburbs near your base.
Yeah.
Could you maybe just go kill him? This is usually a yes,
we need
because
more.
he's
Okay,
either
I
one,
see.
not building anything, or two, rallying it all out. Like, it's very unlikely as much as so.
It's gonna be F4. Oh,
Is there ever a good time for Hellbats?
so I just.
When you feel like your MMR is too high and you wanna lower it,
Oh, okay.
Mineral field
or you're
depleted.
playing
Tech
Mac
Mineral field
and
depleted.
already have decent tech lab production.
Who wants some?
And then we're gonna add you.
Or
to
Banshees deleted. For
four?
most people, yes. Banshees just don't
Oh.
fill as much of a role because of, one, Zerg's building a lot of queens, Terrans having Vikings and Ravens, and Protoss oftentimes opening up Stargate or Blinkstalkers means that Banshees don't really find a
Upgrade
place
complete.
too often. Occasionally, players like Beyond will try to
There you
make it
go.
work, but it's still
Additional
kind of a niche choice. It's also very...
Additional
So I will be
upgrade
showing
complete.
some Banshee openers, but the Banshee is essentially kind of like the Void Ray for Protoss, where you have an air unit against Zerg
Okay.
that can defend, because Zerg doesn't have anything but queens striding across the map.
Oh, right. I'm supply
that's
block.
really the
okay,
only
so
option.
we're gonna do this.
For anti-air early, so
We're
having
gonna
even a
have
single
you
Banshee
guys.
can help break the back of any of those attacks.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
2 siege tanks, Cloak Banshee all in.
We're already
yes.
20 minutes in, but
Is your
hey,
name Kevin?
it's
No
okay.
reason.
Like I said before, it's just we're learning.
All right, one more question.
These are supply blocked.
And then a quick advertisement, and then we'll be back to the action.
Level
Can
2.
you play a mech game? I think I will be soon. How are you feeling? Good enough.
SCV ready.
Why do you call TVT chess boxing?
Gangway. Coming.
Now, these are more relevant at the higher levels, obviously. And I think I could just repeat that constantly. But because it's
Mineral
the way
field
the units
depleted.
work between
Ready for
Ravens and air
dust-off.
control, and how well the units can counter each other,
SCV ready.
what ends up happening is a whole lot of positioning, and then you start punching each other in the face for a bit. And then everybody goes back to their corner,
You're the boss.
where they might choose to go for
SCV ready.
more air control, more bio, and you start punching each other in the face a while more. This is a little different than PvP, which is essentially just guessing what cards your opponent is
Got a
holding
whole
each of the
army.
time.
Okay.
Ready for
Upgrade.
Though you can see some of them.
Yeah, there
Or
we go.
ZVZ, where you can see everything
These
that's
guys,
happening almost
honestly-
all the time, especially in the early game. TVT is a little more methodical. Sounds more like boxing. Well, the chess is the positioning part, which takes a while. Okay. Can you 2 Rax proxy? I can't. I'm not going to, but I can. Have you tried Zerg Hex? Yes.
ready for dust off.
What's the best defense against proxy Void Ray battery? Crying. But also, maybe the tears will short out the batteries. If you don't scout it early, upgraded Cyclone,
By the numbers,
Reactor Viking is actually pretty good. If you can get there. A lot of it is if you can get there. But you should do whatever you can to stop it before it comes out, if possible. A well-executed proxy Void Ray battery is very hard to beat on many maps, in my experience. But it does, like, if you
Somebody,
scout
get me out
early
of this
enough,
mess.
you can probably cut it off before it starts. All right, quick advertisement.
Somebody, get me out of this
Okay.
mess.
Thank you guys for watching.
Upgrade complete.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Hey everybody, I'm Winter and I'm here to talk to you about Prime Gaming. Did you know if you have Amazon Prime, and we know if you have Amazon Prime, you can get for free Prime Gaming. Yes, every single month. So many exciting benefits. You go to gaming.amazon.com and you can find incredible loot that will make you unique and special, but much like the other millions of people who have the exact same thing with Prime Gaming. You can get that Apex Legends skin that everybody else is using. You can get $400,000 a month in
doing
GTA
that.
Online, which could buy you not one but like 4 bullets, I assume. But wait,
Upgrade complete.
there's more. Did you know New World still exists? Amazon does. You can get something for new. I don't actually. Does anybody know?
Additional supply depots required.
And then
I'm not. We'll keep you updated on that.
these-
Probably not actually. But wait, there's more. Did you know that every month
Additional supply
for
depots
free you can
required.
subscribe to a streamer of your choice? Yes. Even me. Even if you're not able to watch live, because I'm essentially a vampire. I prefer the term gamer, but I'll take either. You can subscribe for free at any time, once a month with Prime Gaming. And don't even think about it. Just
Additional
do it, because
supply
every
depots
moment you wait, you're losing money from me. So subscribe with Prime Gaming, because what do you have to lose? And if that's not enough, remember, here at Amazon Prime, we know where you live. You told us. Good luck. Good night.
This guy's funny. I gotta go get an oil change. I'll be right back. Okay, no problem. I've been. What's up, baby? I'm chilling, learning this game. Now I'm just waiting for him to notice. Oh, I didn't even notice you were back. What's good, man?
Supply.
Thank you guys for sticking with me. Oh, ads are loud and annoying, but esports in 2022. What's it gonna be? Bio and Mech, the people who decide the next game. We got 5 more games tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll be right back.
Trying to get better at this. I'm gonna studying this game more before we play. Yeah, I've been. Okay. Go to score screen. I think playing against you is gonna help me out a lot. Okay. Still need to get this up here. We're at 26, which is not even a good higher level bronze. So
Is that all?
Strategy 42 is chilling for 1 month.
all right, Penta, where you at, man?
Oh, a follower. Is that all?
Gray Mamba is chilling for 17 months.
How
Less
do
than
I
3.
create? Let me see. Custom map info. Melee. Is it versus? Oh, maybe I have to invite you? Okay. Okay, well, you do that then.
Could go either way. It's hard to tell. I think we'll try mech. We'll give it a shot. Against Protoss, it's a little bit more difficult to pull off.
Welcome back to Broadsley. Another game of StarCraft.
Well, here we are. He does have that Kaczynski portrait, a little suspicious. Now, should be suspicious of me as well, to be fair. But this game, we're gonna focus on breaking down the scouting a little more, especially so when you go for mech, that doesn't mean I'm only building mech units. In fact, I think the mistake a lot of people make is thinking mech is just like essentially playing an entirely different race. Like, I'm a mech Terran, I'm a bio Terran. The best mech Terrans build a whole lot of Marines in the early game, because Marines are just the best and cheapest buffer for the rest of your units. If you don't build Marines, and a lot of them, you are very vulnerable. I'm not saying getting stim and combat shield, I'm saying getting a dozen or more Marines off a reactor is not something. I think Gumiho is probably still the boldest Terran and tries mech the
I
most.
don't know you could get them to
though
dance.
still rarely against Protoss at the higher levels. But yeah, Gumiho still will make very many Marines early on, despite how they usually are not going to be a huge part of your composition. So what do we see here? We see two gases.
A better command center.
I don't know. He had kind of a weird probe
You engage
doing
the enemy.
things,
On
but
purpose?
I will leave the base, and Billy Bob will go to his watchtower. And against Protoss, and especially against Protoss who has yet to expand, I'm gonna build a bunker. Looks like that probe got the taste of SCV and isn't willing to give this up quite yet, so we're gonna take him home to the family. Family doesn't really like other races, but
That one?
they're still family, I guess. Bit of a yikes, though. All right. This is Jimmy. A bit of micro there slipping by. Oh no, wait. So he saw that I had a barracks with a reactor, which I guess is something.
How do you equip the skins that you just got?
I'm gonna send a Marine. I'm gonna right-click it into his base, because just in general, not playing mech, just in general against Protoss. Okay, well, I'm always torn. Because this is bronze. If he is truly bronze,
Better than ever.
there is no reason to scout. But I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what it was. But the fact he moved it and microed his probe at all has already put me on edge. That is where I am right now.
Okay, so
me get
that's
that
how I
engineering bay.
make a map. So map
You saw
infos.
Billy Bob over there with the, yeah, these probes. Yeah, these probes are getting around. Which is, and there's that dark shrine. So you see, I got my engineering bay at 3:45. Remember that timing I said, 3:30? If I had gotten it at 3:30, it would have been done with time to build turrets. And I still should have time to build turrets. I think there's a pylon right there. So, I'm actually going to get a second engineering bay. And I think he's doing a DT drop. Actually. Because now that I think about it, we saw the robotics facility. And because I outright confirmed that, yep, there it is.
Army under attack. Base under attack. Time to lift to the corner and pray.
Because I outright confirmed there's a dark shrine. Is why we are doing this. But if I had followed my own timing of 3 minutes and 30 seconds, then we would have been okay here. But unfortunately, I was a little bit late, which means... Oh yes, charge. So we have confirmed what I suspected, which is not the newest player here. And I can't go mech, unfortunately.
How the fuck?
I'm gonna try to kill the warp prism with the auto turret.
Oh, okay, I see.
I mean, not the oldest. Yeah, as I mentioned, that bronze is not really the bronze league, but instead it is silver, so we might have some games like this. I mean, it was an all-out DT.
Okay, here we go.
And you will have to survive these games. But if I had followed through on my own timing at a 3:30 engineering bay against a Protoss on one base, and I built a turret in each mineral mine, it still would have been dicey. All right, it still would have been rough. But there's nothing behind it. Actually, I lied. He had a Nexus. He could have. If I was the Protoss, I would say you definitely play that.
Okay,
He was fine.
map
I take it all
info.
back. He had an expansion. He had multiple gates. He was just, as many Protoss are, weak-willed. And shameless. So.
I don't want to make it public.
Unfortunately,
Add
we
player.
did bump above the mark
Okay, this
there,
is how I do it. Okay, cool.
which means I owe the people. I had to A-click around to chase down that prism. As happens.
Infinite game speed.
Still,
faster.
the slight consolation, of course, is it was lower than his, but still.
Do normal.
So that was a sick mech game. So I know I said building a Raven.
Are we
the play.
are we friends on Blizzard?
What I mean is, by default, I don't think you should build a
Wonder
Raven.
Gaming has gifted 3 subs to viewers.
Could you just not?
I think we need to add each other.
If you see a dark shrine, build it. I want to make that clear. If you have the opportunity, especially that early in the game, one base dark shrine.
I don't think
you
we are.
build a
What's
Raven.
your Blizzard? Oh yeah, I don't think we are. What's your Blizzard?
I think we should play it out against our Gold League friend, despite how I did forget to enjoy another screen between queuing up here. So, but for those who weren't here earlier, our friend is a stream enjoyer. In fact, got gifted a sub earlier, and is a gold leaguer with 160 APM. So I'm gonna give myself the limit of 60, even though he knows it's coming. This is a glimpse into the gold league. Actually, gold league will be a limit of 70, but the idea is still. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay, I'll add you right now.
Jimmy, we're supposed to have Twitch chat on the screen. I saw some criticism of the first low APM challenge and how I respond to all the amazing and incredible questions. But you can't tell what the questions were. And I'm still not sure what the issue is, so maybe Jimmy can fix that between the games. Though it has cost us a scouting opportunity. We'll fix that now.
You already friendly? Oh, so I have him. I have you as a friend.
I always struggle to place my barracks, so I don't have to lift to build an add-on.
Oh, you're online
Honestly,
now. Okay, yeah, I see.
It's always
Here,
the
let me
add-on's
see if I
always in
can
the same
add you
spot,
now.
which is actually a complaint of Terrans over the years. You just gotta kind of practice it. Play against the AI. You can rewind the game and take command of yourself as well. Just keep practicing it. It's just something that
Hey, what's up,
you
babe?
do right eventually. I still mess it up sometimes, but most of the time. It's not that hard to do, but under any pressure, like your opponent being a human being,
Your add-on is all done.
Oh, you never ate it.
Your army is
it
under
can
attack.
be significantly more difficult, to be honest.
No. I mean, I saw the bad. I just didn't. Oh.
I actually have no idea.
Is the meet
Damn
and
it.
greet today?
Yeah.
You know what time?
When you got
It might
home.
just be broken.
Joe said he'll drop us off.
All right.
Oh,
You
shit,
Use
let's
complete
go.
So
sentences.
just like let me know. and
I
can tell
usually
her.
use complete sentences. If
Okay.
I'm answering a question, I usually repeat the question
Let me see if I can add
so the people know
you.
what I'm answering.
No players
or
to
make fun of
invite.
it.
Are you
Okay.
even in the game right now,
Okay.
Penta? It says you're in the game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It couldn't
Oh,
be
add
much
friend?
more of a tip
No, wait,
than
what?
get good, but it
Have
is
you right
kind of
here.
a just get good situation.
Boys are next.
Are you in the game? Hold on, let me join Discord. My phone.
CC upgrade done. You remembered. Add-on
It's asking me to do. Oh, that's why. Okay, so yeah, do the tutorial real quick, pretty fast.
If the people remind me after the game, I can take another clip count it. But yeah, this is a lot of what I mean here. I'm still gonna be
Okay.
making
Hello?
Marines.
Yo,
Now, a lot of
Brody?
Terran builds start
get
with
a
Hellions,
meme.
but we're not quite at the Hellion level yet.
Looks
in
like
my
I
opinion.
gotta do myself some tutorials
I am going
then.
to get a Banshee.
Off gamepad
The
viewer.
Banshee is a
Start the
defensive
steam.
Banshee. And going
Yes.
mech, third command center at 4
My
minutes.
little intro I do these days once I get on.
We're gonna get an engineering bay as part of the wall. I don't need it for upgrades.
Alright, we're in. Welcome everybody, Pentaclown here, and today we're
Wow,
going to be doing
I
some
really don't know.
StarCraft with Jay. But as it turns out, I have to do a tutorial because I'm a noob.
So you can
let's do
play
that first.
50,000 games, and there's still mistakes to be made. So you can wall off with
You only played Terran so far,
a
Jay?
bunker, a depot, and an NG bay. If you
yeah,
do-
I'm just
can
being
wall off with
basic,
just a
just
couple
learning the
NG bays and a
fundamentals first
bunker.
before I
like, there
even
are a lot of easy
go
ways to
into
wall
trying
off,
out the other
but sometimes
that's
it's
not a
The
just-
bad
other-
idea.
classes. To be
it does
honest,
take some
I
concentration.
usually, when
not
I
hard
did
to
it the
do,
first time, I was like, tried
There's
Terran.
another-
Was
Around
a lot like
so
Red Alert.
with barracks, it's
I
around.
prefer Zerg or Protoss. Zerg because they're like these little alien things. I like it. They're weak, but they build 2 units a time, so they get weaker, but a lot more units than others, which makes them good for scouting. And then you have the other one, the Photon or whatever. They can fuse units together to make super units. Very nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't know anything of it. I've never
is
even
somewhere in the
played
middle.
StarCraft 1. I didn't even hear about this game till like a week ago. So
And have you ever played Total Annihilation?
no,
You'd love it.
probably. But regardless, I came into this game like watching some YouTube videos of the guy that I was
Yeah.
just watching on stream.
Yeah.
He's his name's Wintercraft, and he was just like overviewing some games or whatever, and I found the game to look pretty interesting. It reminds me of a game that I used to play with a friend of mine. I think it was like World of Warcraft or something like that, but like that version where it's like I don't think it was World of Warcraft. It was something craft, but it was where it was like building management and troop management and stuff like that.
We got Warcraft and StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft. I think that's what it was. I mean, Warcraft or whatever. What's
Was
it
a
called?
time where in the beginning, listen to me talk like I'm 500 years old. In the beginning, there was Age of Empires. And then they expanded on that and made Red Alert and Command and Conquer series. And then they made StarCraft, and then they made Total Annihilation, which is the same thing as this. It's also RTS managing and stuff, but it's with robots. And your main building is like a huge Optimus Prime kind of mech that can actually fight and run if he has to, if the base is being nuked.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's older than this, but it's pretty fun. Also, if you get Red Alert 2, there is an entire community of it now where you just get the torrent and then you get the CNC program and you can play with the people in the community on special maps. And there's even surviving waves together, which is really fun. I quit it because no one else I knew played it, but I've been playing it for a while. How does he mean? Press A and... Oh, force attack.
How long do you think that's gonna take you? Because I have to go. I have to go do something.
I have no idea. You were the one that did the tutorial.
Oh, yeah, because I got a client that's waiting for me, so I may have to go. I may have to go do that real quick.
How long do you think you're gonna be?
Probably like an hour or two. So,
Oh, an hour or two.
Yeah.
All right. No, it's fine. If you need to do that, you might as well, and then I'll use this time to do the tutorial. Maybe.
all
a
right, yeah.
scurry.
When I come back, if you're not on the game, it's fine. But if when I come back, if you are down to like run a game or whatever, I'll definitely hop on.
Yeah, I might still be on this game, or I might be on Midnight Suns until you get back. But we'll play when you return.
Okay, all right, bet.
Nice.
All right, YouTube. It's been real. It's been your boy. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what you guys think. Tell me how bad I am. Give me some tips. Help me out. Other than that, it's been your boy, and go check out Pentaclown on Kick.
Yes, check out the clown.
All right. All right, Pentaclown, peace.